I'm going to say something that you've probably never heard a doctor say before. We get things wrong all the time. Now, that's not easy for a doctor to admit, but it's the truth. I didn't choose to become an expert on misdiagnosis. Like most things in medicine, misdiagnosis chose me. It all started when I got a DM. You didn't even know doctors had DMs, did you? It'd be a lot easier to get antibiotics that way. The title said desperate in all caps and a row of exclamation points. Dear Dr. Nance, I don't normally talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm desperate. I've had 10 years of severe fingernail pain, and no one believes me. I've seen 5 doctors. They don't think anything's wrong, but I swear, if I just brush my finger against something, I'll jump to the ceiling. Could you please help me? Signed, Desperate. So I responded, Dear Desperate, I also don't normally talk to strangers on the internet, but out of curiosity, do you have a little blue dot under your fingernail? And within moments she responded, I do have a little blue dot under my fingernail. So I told her, listen, you're going to ask your doctor to get an MRI of your finger. It's going to show that you have a small mass under your fingernail called a glomus tumor. You're going to find a hand surgeon, he's going to take it out, and you're going to be cured immediately. And that was the end of our conversation. Until about 6 weeks later, I got another DM. Only this one was entitled, OMG, with a row of exclamation points. Dr. Nance, you'll never believe it. I got the MRI, and it showed that there was something under my fingernail. I went to the hand surgeon, they took it out, and it was a glomus tumor. I wasn't crazy after all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, what that woman did not know is that if you go to Google and you type in PubMed glomus tumor, my name pops up. Well, my maiden name, Erin McDermott, because I'm one of the world's experts on glomus tumors. But she didn't know that when she reached out to me. She was looking for someone who would believe her, because if someone believed her, then someone could help her. How many times have you had something wrong with you, but no one could figure it out? In the United States, 12 million adults are misdiagnosed every year. That's over 5% of the entire population. Women and minorities are 20 to 30% more likely to be misdiagnosed than a white man. And 800,000 people die or are permanently disabled due to a misdiagnosis. Now, as the unofficial patron saint of misdiagnosis on TikTok, and the co-host of the Medical Detectives podcast, and the author of Little Misdiagnosed, I have spent the past 2 years educating, supporting, and learning from people who have been misdiagnosed. And after creating all of those videos that generated over 100,000 comments, I have come up with the 7 stages of misdiagnosis. Over 50 years ago, Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross came up with the 5 stages of grief in her groundbreaking book on death and dying. And similar to the Kubler-Ross stages of grief, there are many stages in common with the stages of misdiagnosis. And also similar to the stages of grief, people can experience these stages in different orders or not at all. But I think it's helpful to have a framework for people to understand the complex emotions that go along on your journey to getting a diagnosis. To open up a conversation about the pain and the trauma from being misdiagnosed for so long. Stage 1, denial. Raise your hand if you've thought, it's nothing, it'll go away, I probably slept on it funny. When you first start getting symptoms, the last thing you want to think about is that it's something serious. So you deny it. You think it's just a stage. Maybe it's stress. And when you see a doctor and he tells you it's probably nothing, you breathe a sigh of relief and you keep going. But deep down inside, you know something is off. Stage 2, gathering the evidence. This is where things start to shift, okay? After you've been to a couple of doctors and you still have no answers, you think, all right, I gotta take control. You're a smart cookie, so you start Googling, you start looking up medical articles online, maybe you join a Facebook group, and you think, how am I gonna piece together all these clues? You become your own medical detective, desperately trying to find that one condition that matches all of your symptoms. But let me tell you, there's no scarier place than a Reddit rabbit hole, because it'll lead you to way much misinformation, dead ends, and you don't want to go down that pathway. Stage 3, anxious optimism. There's a break in the case. A specialist, someone you've waited 6 months just to see, is almost positive they know what's wrong with you. They just want you to get this test that takes another 3 months to schedule, but that's nothing compared to the last year you've been in medical limbo. And you focus all your energy and you pin all your hopes on this test that's going to show beyond a shadow of a doubt what's wrong with you. Stage 4, self-doubt. You are obsessively refreshing your patient portal, waiting for those results to show up. But instead of learning that you have cancer or a rare genetic disease, you're told your labs are normal. Nothing showed up on the MRI. There's nothing wrong with you. We can't do anything to help you. And you're in shock. How could they not find anything? Are they wrong? Am I wrong? Do I not have these symptoms? Maybe I am going crazy. Stage 5, anger. Once the shock fades, but the symptoms don't go away, you are angry. You're mad at the system. You're mad at your doctor for not figuring it out earlier. You're mad at yourself for not speaking up louder or earlier. You're mad at the misdiagnosis itself. You don't even know what it is. Stage 6, depression. And then the weight of it all just hits. You've been through the denial, the researching, the anxiety, the self-doubt, the anger, and it's all just exhausting. The depression settles in and you think, am I ever going to get better? And you grieve that person you used to be before you got sick. You grieve that person you hoped you would become. You grieve the body that allowed you to go to school, to go to work, to go to the movies with your friends, to go out to eat at restaurants, to walk in the park, to feel alive. Stage 7, apathy. The last stage is when you just don't care at all. You're tired of fighting. You're tired of people not believing anything's wrong with you. You're tired of going from doctor to doctor. And you've lost faith in the system, in your body, and in yourself. Now, my goal today is not to make everybody feel sad. Right? I don't want to be responsible for millions of people crying on the internet today. But my goal is to help someone feel seen, feel understood, feel hope. Because what if I told you that there is an alternate pathway, a way to divert from those later stages of misdiagnosis? And this pathway is called the will to fight. And it is a form of grit and determination that lies in each one of us. Now, when family or friends have a loved one who are going through the stage of misdiagnosis, they will often ask me, what can I do to help? How can I show them that I support them, that I love them, that I care for them? And I tell them the answer is simple. Believe them. Because the first crucial element in the will to fight is having a North Star believer. This is someone who, when everybody else, friends, families, doctors, random people online, when they dismiss you, this is someone who makes you feel like you matter, that your fight is worth it, and they won't let you give up on yourself. The next is to have courage to re-enter the cycle. It is exhausting to go through all those phases. It is mentally and physically draining. But you understand that having a diagnosis is power. And you understand that getting to that right diagnosis is sometimes a marathon and not a sprint. And what's fueling all this hope? Well, we have access to new technology that didn't exist even a couple of years ago. Did you know that there is an AI facial recognition app that you can put a picture of yourself in, and it will diagnose you if you have a rare genetic disorder in less than 3 seconds? Okay? The most powerful health search engine, it's not WebMD, it's not the Mayo Clinic website, it's TikTok. It's why I built my platform, Feel Better, because I understood the power of combining physician expertise with the community of people with the lived experience to help empower people to be the hero of their own diagnosis journey. Because in the end, you are your own true north, and you are worthy of living a life with dignity. So if you ever find yourself staring down those end stages of misdiagnosis, remember that courage is not about never having fear. It's about feeling that fear and powering forward. Strength is not about never feeling weak. It's about fighting to the point of exhaustion when you don't know how much more you can take. And resiliency is being knocked down and having the will to rise again and again and again. And if all else fails, my DMs are always open. Thank you.